Candace Owens is at it again. This time, the conservative firebrand is virtue signaling to her 2.7 million followers that she is not getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Here's what she tweeted. Quote, "Not one person in my family will ever touch the COVID-19 vaccine. That is the decision that we have made unabashedly as a family." Oh, well, you know, as Dom would point out, Fast and Furious, something stronger than family. So somebody's going to meme that. She also added, "Medical freedom is an individual right that should never be infringed upon, and any person who thinks otherwise has no place in our government." Funny how she talks about medical rights. It's almost as if she sounds like she's pro-choice there. But of course, she's going to come out later on and say, "Oh, no, I'm not actually pro-choice. Oh, no." But first, medical rights. You shouldn't get in the way of my medical rights. Unless you're, of course, transgender, according to her. This is what she told Glenn Beck last February about trans rights. She said, "I am so outwardly against the trans movement. Don't even get me started. They call me transphobic. Give it to me. I know where this is going to end." Well, you know, of course, and everybody gave it to her. All right. She also added, "That is one of the most dangerous things that's happening right now. Weakening men, turning men into women. It is an evil thing that's happening right now with the trans movement." Okay, but wait a minute. The turning men into women thing? Well, for one, hey, Candace Owens, I'm glad that you have admitted that trans women are women. Thank you. And guess what? Transitioning is also an example of medical freedom, allowing people to transition. If people want gender reassignment surgery, they should be able to get it. That's their medical freedom. That's none of your business, Candace Owens. It's also none of your business, by the way, if a woman feels as though that she needs to have an abortion. That is also considered medical freedom. As the writer Michael Harriet posted, quote, "Bold move by Candace to come out as pro-choice. To my body, my choice." Another person added to that, "My body, my right" has been a common slogan at right-wing anti-lockdown rallies. Yes, the irony was lost on the participants. True. Now, of course, Candace Owens later on made her clarification and said this, quote, "I have always been pro-medical choice," which is not true, "and anti the murder of infants. Not sure why this seems to have startled some on the left who wish to conflate the two ideologies." Now, here's the thing. Candace Owens actually is conflating infants with zygotes. We're not even talking about developed fetuses or babies. Okay? And I understand that science is pretty hard for her to understand, but it turns out that there are actually stages of development for the unborn. At the point where it's still legal to abort a fetus, it actually hasn't developed consciousness and isn't actually considered an independent life. That's why the woman has the choice to abort in the first place. It is actually, at that point, fully dependent on the mother. It's actually quite literally in a parasitical relationship with the mother. And I say that because, and I know that offends a lot of people, right? But think about it this way. There are no benefits granted to the mother's body from carrying the infant, right? However, there tends to be a lot of drawbacks from a medical perspective. It's actually incredibly taxing on the mother's body to carry a fetus to term. Pregnancy turns out, difficult. She should know that because she just had a baby. That's the medical reality. That's one of the reasons that we say, well, how we don't think that it's right to force someone to go through a pregnancy that they don't want. They shouldn't be forced by the government to do that. That's what pro-choice is. We don't want the power of the state, the government, to come in and force you to carry that baby to term if you don't want to carry that baby to term. Okay? Understand, That's what we want. Now, Republicans are in favor of using the power of the state, the government, big government, whatever, to force women into carrying fetuses to term that they might not want. Or ones that, even if they do want, might have developmental issues, might be dead already, and still be forced to carry to term in some places, or be the product of rape and incest. And so, yeah, that's what Republicans want. Now, you tell me, who's actually in favor of medical freedom? What she's doing, understand that Candace Owens is virtue signaling to her conservative fans. That's what this is, okay? Now, her conservative fans are anti-vax. Now, if her fans were pro-vaccination, there is no doubt in my mind that Candace Owens would be going around saying, oh, look at my vaccination. Look at that. Go get it. Go get your vaccine. It's just good for everybody. You're a real patriot if you get back. See, it doesn't matter to Candace Owens what side she's on in the debate, as long as there's money on her side. As long as she has attention. But understand, okay, that this is dangerous. Remember, it is the unvaccinated in red states who are right now aiding in the development of new COVID-19 variants. We talked about the Delta strain, right? That is becoming the dominant strain in the United States. It is all over. It is in every state, all 50 states. The Delta variant, of course, is much, much more transmissible and infectious than the original strains. And then, of course, there's the Lambda, which has gotten all over Peru because, of course, they have very low vaccination rates. And so, yeah, let me give you some examples, by the way, of just how few of the of the people in red states are vaccinated. Alabama only has a 30.83% of its population who are fully vaxxed. According to Johns Hopkins University of Medicine, Mississippi, Arkansas, Wyoming, and Louisiana, all states that voted for President Donald Trump in 2020 have the lowest vaccination rates in the country and consequently the highest case numbers of COVID-19, as well as the highest amounts of deaths. In fact, 99% of the deaths from COVID-19 now are among the unvaccinated. So what she is doing is literally encouraging her followers to get themselves sick. And I'm going to guess here, but I probably with a 90% certainty, I believe Candace Owens is vaccinated. Here's why, right? For one, she's a grifter, not an idiot. She knows where the money's at. And of course she doesn't want to get sick with COVID-19. She has an infant at home. She'd be an absolute moron in order to not be vaccinated around a child of that age. Again, grifter, not stupid. I think she pulled a Trump and got quietly vaccinated and hasn't told anybody. And now is coming out in virtue signaling and saying, "Oh no, I'm not going to touch a vaccine." You've already had it. Understand that her entire career is in grift. And what she does is that she tells white conservatives exactly what they want to hear. Mainly, of course, that black people are bad. That's the whole reason Candace Owens has a career. That's all they want from her. Token black conservative to come on and talk about how black people are bad. That's it. That's her shtick. And while all of that stuff is wrong, it's absurd, it's bad, going get science and telling people not to get vaccinated, well, I mean, that's dangerous. Again, encouraging her followers, go ahead, don't get vaccinated, don't wear a mask, get sick. Oh, and by the way, while you're doing all that, please send me money. Please watch my videos. Again, for her, this is all about the paycheck. It is all about selling herself out for cash while gaslighting her fans. Oh, no, COVID's not that bad. Oh, the deaths you see, fake. Oh, they're pumping up the numbers. You know what the real problem is? Oh, the real problem is vaccines. And the real problem is the Democrats who hate freedom. That's what it is. Candace Owens is, of course, disgusting, a terrible person, the grifter of the highest magnitude, and she's harming her own people, her own supporters. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.